My name is Baerbel Moeller. I work for UKTI Germany, and I am trade advisor in the British Consulate-General in Düsseldorf. So the giftware market in Germany is a growth market, which means the market is an expanding market and has a total volume of about 10 billion euros. And the market is closely related to the economic climate, which means that more money will be spent on giftware products when the economic activity increases and when people have money, when they have jobs and money for spending on giftware, and vice versa. And the giftware products are also a customer magnet, which means that giftware products generate a market increase in customer frequency, and this is what retailers have discovered, and they compile their product ranges accordingly. So my presentation is based on a study from 2012, which was carried out by a well-renowned trade research institute located in Cologne. And I'd just like to mention that all figures on the giftware market are excluding jewelry, which is regarded as a separate segment in the study. So, I mean, there are studies which include jewelry in the giftware market, but this survey doesn't. So, within the next 15 minutes, I would like to give you an overview of the German giftware market, including information on the market volume and expenditure per capita of population, on giftware segments, on the reasons for giving, on distribution channels, and on trade fairs in Germany. And in the end, there will be time for you to ask questions. So the slide, I hope you can see, everybody can see it, shows a segmentation of the German market together with consumer expenditure for each segment. As you can see, the consumer expenditure per head is the highest for consumer electronics. Every German spends about 270 euros a year on consumer electronics. So this is followed by expenditure for the segments of women's clothing, furniture, plants and flowers, and men's clothing, and I do not want to bother you with those figures, but you see in the upper third of this market segmentation there is the giftware segment, and German consumers spend about 127 euros per head of population on giftwares. So the per head expenditure for giftware is much higher than, for example, for shoes or for books or large electrical appliances, and this shows the importance of the German giftware market for the economy. So it's just that Germans like to give presents, and I will talk to you about the reasons for giving in a few minutes. This slide shows the market growth of the sector between 2006 and 2011. That was the period of the study. So during this period, the market increased by about 24% it was £8 billion in 2006, and in 2011 it was about 10 million euros. Sorry, and I mean the forecast of the study was very positive. Was a forecast until 2016, and although there are no figures yet, I mean the forecast was very positive that the market will continue to grow. And the graph shows the changes of the market volume compared to the previous year. So you can see there was a slight decrease in 2008 compared to 2007. I mean, it was just a slight increase, but again a decrease of 1% in 2009 compared to 2008. And this period was the beginning of the financial crisis in Europe. And as I mentioned right at the beginning, the giftware market is really closely related to the economic climate. So the market growth went up 11.2% in 2010, and again 6.2% in 2011. And I mean, I do not know whether the growth was that much in 2012, but the forecast was that it will grow. So this is a comparison of the giftware sector between the year 2006 and 2011. There are slight changes in the percentages of market share of the individual segments, but the overall importance of these segments for the market remain. You see, the living and decoration sector has a dominant market share of 55% in 2011. The living and decoration sector covers the home and table accessories, stationery and office accessories, seasonal decoration and festive articles. So from the color you can see that this sector has been dominant in 2006 as well. So I mean, although there are slight differences in percentages, the segment as itself remains really important for the market. And this living and decoration sector is followed by products for personal well-being, and these products include wellness and cosmetics and textile accessories, and they have a market share of 32%, what I had in 2011, and the market share was nearly the same in 2006. So I mean, there is not much change in the market. So the market in 2011 is not completely different from 2006. I mean, it's just slight changes between segments, but altogether it's a stable market, and when the economic climate will stay stable, there won't be many changes. So this chart shows the proportional share of turnover of gifts given. In Germany, the survey has identified that not all gifts purchased are given as a present. It's estimated that only 60% of gifts purchased are given as a present, and the remaining 40% are purchased for own use. So in 2011, this graph is about 2011, the gifts purchased as a present had a market value of up to 6 billion euros, which was about 60% of the total market, which is about 10 billion euros. And if we take a look at the kind of products purchased as presents, we can see that products from the home and accessories segment are very popular. These products account for a proportional share of 70% of the total turnover of gifts given. This segment is followed by wellness and cosmetics, outdoor products, photo and optics, and stationery, office accessories, and each of which accounts for nearly 60%. I mean, they're nearly the same size of the proportional share of the total turnover given. So this leads me to the reasons for giving. And generally there are two main reasons for giving, and this is the seasonal and private occasions. The seasonal reasons are Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Valentine's Day. And private reasons are birthday or special birthdays, no occasion, just when getting together with friends, christening, communing, wedding, and anniversaries. So the ranking in these groups are in order money spent, and in the seasonal group you can see that Christmas is the most important giving time, with approximately 4.3 billion euros. And in private use, in the private group, birthday is the main reason for giving, with about 1.1 billion euros. So altogether, this is 6.1 billion, and that's the 60% of products purchased and given as gifts. A word to the distribution channels. Again, this slide shows the various distribution channels in the giftware market compared between 2006 to 2011. And it is quite clear that the specialist retail trade has been the most important distribution channel in Germany. So it's throughout the years more than 50% each year. So of course there are other sales channels such as department stores, mail order and online companies, supermarkets, discounters, as well as others. I mean, these distribution channels exist, and they have a consistent share of the market. But you see that there is nearly no change in percentage between the years. So if you take the department stores, they have a market share of 9.5% in 2011, and 10, and 9, and 8 on 2006. So I mean, the market is rather stable. So the specialist retail trade is really the most important distribution channel in Germany. And here again, of course, it depends on the products. I mean, department stores, for example, will sell products which are lower in price level than the products that will be sold by specialist retail trade. So let's leave out that one. a word to trade fairs in Germany. Trade fairs are a vital part of German business culture and play an important role in Germany. I mean, there are trade fairs for nearly every segment of products, and trade fairs are a platform for meeting people and making contacts and showing presence on the German market. And showing presence on the German market, that's really important. I mean, sometimes it's not enough to attend a trade fair just once, but it's really important to show presence again and again and again, because some buyers just see a company, let's say in 2011, and think, oh yeah, these products are interesting, but maybe he's got no capacity at the moment, and keeps the company in mind and says, let's see what we can do next year. And he comes to the trade fair next year and the company is no longer available. So I mean, in Germany it's really important to show presence again and again and again. So we have several trade fairs on giftware and consumer goods. Next one will be Ambiente in Frankfurt, which will start next Friday, so straight after the Spring Fair. And it's an important international consumer goods trade fair, and it's a platform for table and kitchenware, household goods, home furnishing and decorative products in the areas of dining, living and giving. So another important international trade fair is Tendenz, which is in August, September in Frankfurt. This is an international order fair, and it's a trend barometer for the second half of the year. And the product range to be seen covers all levels of quality and all levels of pricing, and it's the really relevant trade fair for all channels of distribution. So the other three, Trendset, Early Bird, Cadeau, they are more regional trade fairs. So Trendset takes place in Munich, and a German company which is located in the southern part of Germany, they will exhibit at Trendset, and they won't go to Early Bird, which is in the north of Germany, because the product fields are nearly the same in these two trade fairs. But I mean, regional does only mean it's in the southern region or in the northern region. I mean, there is international attendance and international exhibitors at these trade fairs. So Tendenz or Trendset in Munich takes place twice a year, in January and July. They are important order trade fairs and cover living and lifestyle consumer goods. And Early Bird is the leading German lifestyle show, covering exhibition areas like living, giving and showing. So Cadeau is in Leipzig, that's more east of Germany, and it's a trade fair for gifts and lifestyle trends. And there are lots of more trade shows covering different angles of the market. They are focused, for example, on jewelry, fashion jewelry, and as I mentioned before, there are nearly trade fairs for every product segment. So it depends on the exhibitor's product, and it might be good to thoroughly think about which trade show might be the best one to exhibit. So if you're interested in a complete list of trade fairs, please get in touch and I can send you a complete list of trade fairs. So these are my contact details. Together with my colleague Julia Kay, I cover the German giftware market and jewelry. And I have business cards with me just in case you would like to have one. Please come here and I'll give them to you. This presentation will be given again as a webinar on the giftware market on 26th of February. And if you're interested in that, please let me know and I'll send you the details for registering. That was the end of my presentation, and if you have any questions, please get in touch.